คุณผู้ฟังทุกท่านนะครับทั้งอาจารย์แล้วก็นักเรียนทุกคนที่มาชมมาฟังการบรรยายพิเศษในวันนี้นะครับก็เราไม่คาดว่าจะมีผู้ชมเยอะขนาดเต็มห้องขนาดนี้ก็เห็นแล้วก็ชื่นใจแล้วก็ขอบคุณทุกท่านที่สนใจในหัวข้อเกี่ยวกับจักรวาลวิทยาของเรานะครับก็เดี๋ยวผมจะแนะนำการบรรยายครั้งนี้นะครับว่ามันเป็นมาอย่างไรแล้วก็แนะนำผู้บรรยายของเราคือ Professor ที่ทานนะครับแล้วหลังจากนั้นก็จะยกให้อาจารย์สุรเชษฐ์เป็นพิธีกรภาคภาษาอังกฤษก็เรื่องจักรวาลวิทยาก็เป็นการศึกษาเกี่ยวกับกำเนิดแล้วก็วิวัฒนาการของเอกภพหรือว่าจักรวาลของเราแล้วแต่คุณจะเรียกว่าจักรวาลหรือเอกภพนะครับคำถามที่ว่าจักรวาลโลกของเราเกิดขึ้นได้อย่างไรมีวิวัฒนาการอย่างไรจะเป็นอย่างนี้ตลอดไปหรือเปล่าหรือว่าจะเกิดการถล่มสูญหายอย่างไรก็ตามแต่ถ้าพูดภาษาชาวบ้านนะครับเป็นคำถามที่เรียกว่ามนุษย์ทุกคนตั้งแต่สมัยโบราณเนี่ยตั้งคำถามอย่างนี้ไม่ว่าจะเป็นปราชญ์ทางศาสนาจะคริสต์หรือจะพุทธหรือจะฮินดูทุกคนล้วนแต่มีปรัชญาของตัวเองในการอธิบายกำเนิดและก็วิวัฒนาการของจักรวาลวิทยาศาสตร์ก็เช่นเดียวกันวิทยาศาสตร์โดยเฉพาะฟิสิกส์แล้วก็มีสาขาหนึ่งที่เรียกว่าจักรวาลวิทยาหรือ cosmology ซึ่งต้องใช้ฟิสิกส์หลายแขนงในการศึกษาแต่ว่าวิทยาศาสตร์โดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งจักรวาลวิทยาเนี่ยอาจจะต่างกับปรัชญาที่พูดถึงเรื่องกำเนิดวิวัฒนาการของจักรวาลหน่อยหนึ่งก็คือว่าเรามีทฤษฎีซึ่งส่วนใหญ่ก็จะเป็นทฤษฎีที่ใช้คณิตศาสตร์เยอะแยะนะฮะบางงานต้องใช้คณิตศาสตร์ชั้นสูงแต่อย่างไรก็ตามเนี่ยสิ่งที่ต่างชัดเจนก็คือว่าวิทยาศาสตร์เราสามารถที่จะตรวจสอบทฤษฎีของเราได้โดยผลการทดลองในช่วง 10-15 ปีที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยได้มีผลการทดลองสำคัญหลายๆอย่างที่บอกแล้วว่าทฤษฎีที่เราคิดมานั้นเนี่ยถูกต้องแล้วก็ปรับความรู้ความเข้าใจของเราหลายๆอย่างและผลการทดลองบางอย่างก็ถึงกับเปลี่ยนความเข้าใจเดิมๆของเราในบางเรื่องซึ่งเดี๋ยว Professor ก็จะพูดถึงนะครับและที่สำคัญอย่างยิ่งเนี่ยในช่วงอีก 5-10 ปีหลังจากนี้ก็จะมีผลการทดลองใหม่ๆเข้ามาเรื่อยๆแล้วก็อาจจะเรียกได้ว่ายุคนี้เป็นยุคทองของการศึกษาจักรวาลวิทยาและจริงๆก็ฟิสิกส์หลายเรื่องนะครับก็ว่าได้นะครับก็หวังว่าโดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งน้องๆที่เข้ามาแล้วก็สนใจในวิทยาศาสตร์สาขาฟิสิกส์และจักรวาลวิทยาก็จะได้เป็นอย่างน้อยเป็นแรงบันดาลใจแล้วก็ทุกคนก็หวังว่าจะได้รับความรู้แล้วก็สาระกลับไปนะครับระหว่างการบรรยายถ้ามีคำถามก็อาจจะเตรียมคำถามไว้เดี๋ยวเราจะหากระดาษให้ท่านถ้าท่านไม่ต้องการจะถามเป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะครับอาจจะเขียนเป็นภาษาไทยก็ได้แล้วเดี๋ยวอาจารย์สุรเชษฐ์จะแปลเป็นภาษาอังกฤษให้หลังการบรรยายเนี่ยถ้าเกิดว่า มีคำถามแล้วถ้าผู้ฟังมีคำถามแล้วอยากจะถามเป็นภาษาอังกฤษเลยก็ได้เดี๋ยวผมจะเอาไมค์ไปให้ท่านนะครับก็สำหรับผู้บรรยายของเราในวันนี้ก็คือ Professor Henry Tai ก็ท่านเป็นนักฟิสิกส์ที่มีชื่อเสียงระดับโลกนะครับก็มีผลงานที่สำคัญทั้งในสาขาของจักรวาลวิทยาและก็ในทฤษฎีสตริงนะฮะก็ในยุคปี 70 ก่อนที่ผมจะเกิดนะครับเพิ่งจะเกิดประมาณนั้นท่านก็ร่วมกับตอนนั้นอยู่ที่คอนเนลก็ตอนนี้ก็ยังอยู่ที่มหาวิทยาลัยคอนเนลท่านก็ร่วมกับProfessor Alan Good ร่วมกันบุกเบิกสิ่งที่ตอนนี้เรียกว่า inflation cosmology หรือว่าจักรวาลวิทยาที่มีการพองตัวรวดเร็วซึ่งเป็นทฤษฎีสำคัญที่นักวิทยาศาสตร์ใช้ในการอธิบายกำเนิดและไม่ใช่กำเนิดวิวัฒนาการของจักรวาลแล้วก็เป็นทฤษฎีที่สอดคล้องกับผลการทดลองมากที่สุดอันหนึ่งที่เรามีนะครับแล้วท่านก็ยังได้มีผลงานอีกหลายอย่างอย่างเช่นท่านร่วมกับแกายเดวารีนะครับก็เสนอทฤษฎีว่าเอกภพอาจจะเกิดขึ้นจากสิ่งที่เรียกว่าเบรนซึ่งเดี๋ยวท่านอาจจะพูดถึงว่าเบรนมีการชนกันแล้วก็ครีเอทเป็นจักรวาลขึ้นมานะครับก็ผมคงไม่ใช้เวลามากไปกว่านี้ก็จะให้อาจารย์สุรเชษฐ์เป็นสุภาพภาษาอังกฤษเลยละกันครับขอบคุณ
Welcome everyone. My name is Chulalongkorn and I'll be your humble moderator for this afternoon. But there is nothing humble about this talk. Just look at the title. Does the universe have a beginning? This is the kind of question that people have been asking since the dawn of humanity. And today, our speaker will give us the most up-to-date version of such quest. But before we begin, let me tell you a little bit about our speaker. Dr. Tai received his bachelor degree from Caltech and his PhD at MIT. He did his postdoc at Cornell University, where it was said that he influenced another bright mind of our generation, Professor Alan Prof, into coming up with the idea of cosmic inflation. And it is his work on cosmic inflation that he is most famous for. Last year, Professor Tai was appointed the director of Institute of Advanced Study at Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. He's now the Horace White Professor of Physics at Cornell University. Personally, I've known Professor Tai for more than a decade now, and he's very briefly my advisor also. When new graduate students entered Cornell, we were assigned temporary advisor, and I think the only time that I met him personally was when I gave him the form to sign to change the advisor. That was 6 months after I entered the graduate program of Cornell. But I did take one course with him. That was quantum field theory 2. I was probably one of the few non-high energy theorists in the class, but certainly one of the ones who probably didn't understand what's going on in the class. So I hope today you go easy on our audience. Okay? So please join me in welcoming Professor Henry Tai.
I'm very happy to be here, and thanks for the introduction. And I'm very happy to see a Cornell graduate coming back, one of the stars at the Cornell Physics Department. So today I'm going to talk about a topic which it's easy to ask the question, but it's not so easy to get an answer. Before I start, I would like to also introduce a little bit of what I'm doing in Asia now, mostly because not only Japan, Korea, China are moving up in science and technology, and I know this also in Thailand with a group working on fields that I'm very excited about. And so this is the University of Hong Kong called Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. It's only 20 years old, and it's a very nice, beautiful campus. And it was ranked last year by UKQS, ranked the university as #1 in Asia. So for 20 years old university, that's really a tremendous achievement. I'm not sure #1 is deserved, but certainly means that the university can rise up very fast if government willing to put resources in, and if the students and faculty willing to work together. So the next step is that they're setting up a new institute for that study, and this is a building which is under construction, will be finished this summer, and I hope some of you will come and visit. And you can see that the spectacular sea view, which makes the environment really first rate. Okay, so now let me go back to the question we have. I'm not going to try to cause suspense that what the answer will be. So I will briefly give you an outline what I think our present day understanding is, and then I will go through the details. The first most important thing is that in studying the universe, the early universe, what we call cosmology, that is how the universe originated, is a field that have made tremendous progress in the last 20, 30 years. We really understand a lot what's going on. And so we can tell people what's happening at a very clear timeline. This is mostly due to theory and observational data. So it's a pure scientific achievement, and in some sense we are in the golden age of cosmology. That makes the question we want to ask a scientifically meaningful question. Before, it's a question which people in religion like to contemplate, or people in philosophy like to contemplate. But now we can discuss this question in a scientifically well-defined way. And just the fact that we can ask this question in a scientific terms, I think, is tremendous progress. The bottom line, my personal feeling, and many in the field of cosmology will say that at this moment, our belief is that our observable universe probably does have a beginning, but we do not know about what's beyond. So the key here is the word observable, the part that we can see. And I will clarify this point more clearly in a moment. Before I even start, I have to make a comment which I don't have to make earlier, but except now, there may be questions in your mind. The basic point I want to discuss is based on the simple fact that light travels at the speed of light. Okay? So that seems to be a tautology, but essentially means light is traveling at this speed. Not a little bit faster, not a little bit slow. That's the speed light travel in empty space. Nothing travels faster than the speed of light. Okay? You may have heard about some experiments saying neutrinos may travel faster than the speed of light. Personally, I think the experiment is preliminary, and they should do a more careful job. Control is crucial. And my talk, I will assume that this is the correct statement. If I turn out to be wrong, then people in my generation and the generation before me and after me essentially have to abandon what we have, and we have to give up and wait for your generation to come up with whole new ideas. Okay? So I'm assuming this is correct. So always peace. And of course, we are basing this observation on Einstein's theory of special relativity. Okay? As you know, that this formula captures the key ingredient of what Einstein had in mind for special relativity. Now we go back to gravity. Newton. Newton is the one who introduced the concept of gravity in terms of a force. So we all know that the story that Newton was sitting under a tree, not this one, but the ancestor of this one. This tree is in Cambridge University in England, and Newton was in Cambridge there. And what happened, of course, is an apple dropped and hit Newton's head. And then he was wondering why that happened. Okay. Well, most of us, we probably will eat the apple first. But Newton was thinking why that happened. And that led him to consider something called gravitational force. A force which will pull things or push things. Okay. And this gravitational force essentially will track everything towards, this is the surface, this is the Earth, everything will be attracted towards the center of the Earth. That's why we are on the surface of Earth instead of flying freely in space. And we have to thank the gravitational force for that. This is also the force that leads to all the planets, the Earth, or the Saturn, all the planets moving around the Sun in an orbital way. So our Earth moves around the Sun in exactly one a year. And this worked very well for many years. Okay? And people thought for a while that this is the end of physics because we seem to understand everything. However, some smart person, Einstein, asked, there's nothing in between the Earth and the Sun except empty space. In outer space, essentially, there's nothing there. So all we have is empty space. And so how does the Earth know about the gravitational pull of the Sun? It's empty space between the Earth and the Sun. So how will Earth know? And that's a simple question that Einstein asked. And we can ask that too. And the solution answer is that in this sentence, there's nothing in between the Earth and the Sun except empty space. Space. Okay? Einstein thought, there's something. There's space between the Earth and the Sun. Okay? So that is, space must come into play. Okay? Very simple question. The answer is very simple because we all know there's nothing between Earth and Sun except space. Okay? But now, what Einstein thinks is that what will space do to bring the Earth towards the Sun? The basic idea is that the space must be curved. I cannot draw a three-dimensional curved space, so we can consider a two-dimensional surface. Okay? So instead of three-dimensional space, two-dimensional surface of a mattress at home, your bed. You put a bowling ball there, then the mattress, that part will go down a little bit. And if now you bring the apple back, the apple will fall towards the bowling ball because the surface of the mattress is curved. And now imagine that same thing happened in three spatial dimensions that we live in. That if you have the Sun, you will curve the space, and so the planets will fall in, not because there's a gravitational force as Newton thinks, but rather because the space is curved. Okay? So that's essentially why the planets are moving around the Sun, because they're attracted towards the Sun due to curved space. In fact, together with special relativity, Einstein said curved space, but what about curved space-time? So in this case, space and time will come into play in a very active role in terms of what things are moving due to what we call gravity. So they can curve, warp, expand, shrink, And in particular, if you curve the space too much, then you have a black hole. This is again a two-dimensional way of drawing what really should be a three-dimensional space. So this is Einstein's general relativity. Together with special relativity, this is one of the most amazing accomplishment a single person can make. Now, let us consider our galaxy. Okay? We live in so-called Milky Way, our galaxy, and we are actually a star roughly outside. So if you look at a night sky, you look towards the center of the galaxy, you see many stars. That's what we call Milky Way. If you look some other direction, you see very few stars. Okay? And that's our galaxy. This is not our galaxy, because we are inside there, we can't take a picture like that. But this is a galaxy which is similar to ours, where we can take a picture. And this has roughly 400 billion of stars, like our galaxy. And furthermore, our galaxy have a black hole in the middle, which is roughly a few hundred billion stars. That is our galaxy. This picture is taken by Space Hubble Telescope. Then there are many, many galaxies in our universe. So again, remember, each galaxy has billions of stars, and that our universe has billions of galaxies. That clearly tells us, give you an idea of how vast our universe is. But it also tells us another thing. It's not infinite. You know, we have many, many galaxies, each have many, many stars, but the number is a finite number. So let's go back to the Big Bang theory. Okay, we want to talk about the origin of the universe, and in the 1920s and 30s, one of the theories called Big Bang theory, first proposed by George Lemaitre. He's standing here with Einstein, and you can tell he's a Catholic priest. Okay? And he used Einstein's theory of relativity and deduced the universe really starts from a very small region and like explosion, which we call Big Bang. Einstein did not like that, because if you sit here and we are sitting here, we think that the universe is pretty slowly moving. Doesn't like explosion. So Einstein did not like what Lemaitre's proposal. However, Einstein followed the calculation. It's done correctly. So Einstein said, your math is correct, but your physics is abominable. However, Einstein actually come up with his own solution, tried to explain our universe using his own theory, and he find that he has to introduce something called cosmological constant. Later, he supposedly said that this is the biggest mistake or blunder in his life, that he should not have done that. Okay? So we'll come back in a moment. So around that time, Hubble and Mount Wilson, Caltech, discovered that the universe is expanding. So how does he know that? Well, what he did is the following. He looked at the galaxies, and he noticed the further away the galaxy is, the faster it's moving away from us. So how does he know how fast it moves? Well, essentially, the same basic idea that the police try to detect which car is speeding. Okay? The police can use a radar gun and detect how fast a car is moving. And that's essentially the same idea that how Hubble detects how fast a galaxy is moving away from us. How do we know how far it is? How bright it is. Obviously, a galaxy close by would be brighter than a galaxy that's further away. So just from the fact that the further away the galaxy is, the faster it's moving away from us, from that, he deduced that the universe is expanding. This actually is quite simple. Again, use a two-dimensional explanation. So think about a balloon, you put coins on top. Think about any two coins, say this white with this coin. As the balloon is growing, expanding, you find the coins are moving apart. So, and the further away, move faster away. Everyone, and the important thing is, every coin seems to move away from every other coin. So, the only way to explain this, Hubble's observation when he looked at galaxies in all directions, and all galaxies moving away from us, then the simple answer is that the universe is expanding. That tells us that the universe has been growing. So I should point out a little bit historically, quite interesting, because at that time, there's people propose an alternative explanation to the expansion universe called steady state universe. And in fact, surprisingly, the Big Bang theory was ignored all the way until 1964. So this is again, if you have some ideas, people ignore you, don't give up. Okay? You may be right. In fact, one of the steady state author called Prof, and he coined the name Big Bang to laugh at the Big Bang theory. It's originally not called Big Bang, but he called it Big Bang as a way to sneeze at it. Maybe one reason, we don't know for sure, maybe one reason is that George Lemaitre is a priest. When he wants to talk about Big Bang theory, that means the universe have a beginning. And certainly the Catholics in those days, I think the Vatican embraced that idea because the Bible tells us that the universe has a beginning, or God created the universe in 6 days. Okay? So partly maybe due to the fact that the religious implication come into play, for that reason the Big Bang theory was not accepted quickly. However, if the Big Bang is correct, then our universe is expanding, and if expanding is cooling off, so today is here, and so as we wait, the universe is further expanding and is cooling off further. That means if you go back in time, the universe is smaller and hotter. Okay? And then in fact, you can calculate that when it's very hot, what will happen? All the nuclei will be formed, atoms can be formed, and so nucleosynthesis nuclei form at a very early stage, when the universe is very hot. But that also means that today, the universe will still have some top temperature, and so in this Big Bang theory, there's one simple prediction. Okay? And that prediction is that today, the universe still have a little temperature, and we call that temperature 3 degrees Kelvin. Okay? Now 3 degrees Kelvin is roughly minus 270 degrees Celsius, very, very cold. But still, 0 degree Kelvin will be the absolute zero temperature. Okay? So 3 degrees actually means that our universe is living in a thermal bath of a small temperature, okay? Not above absolute zero. So, if that's the case, we can say, what do we mean by 3 degrees? Well, that means we're living in a thermal bath with a lot of photons, radiation, that some of the radiation are actually in the microwave range. Okay? Microwave, we have a microwave at home. The size of a microwave, that's the